What's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 254, and we're recording on October 16th, 2023. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita's not here.
What?
Hi.
What?
As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. Okay, a couple things. Anita is not here. She is... I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. She is in a mode of traveling today, so she can't join us. Right? That's I think I could say that.
She's traveling.
She's traveling, so she can't be here today.
Yeah, it's not planned, but it is what it is.
If you are watching the YouTube version of the show, we're gonna try something this week where we switched up the way we record. You might be seeing like the camera switching between us, something like that, right? Right, Warren?
Yes, and for audio listeners, our audio should be a lot better.
Yeah.
If you listen to our last week's episode, I'm sorry, I think the mix was awful. So we're making drastic changes to the way we record. So here we are.
And if it's like we're funky this week, bear with us. We're figuring this out. Cause
yeah,
Warren made me clap, but then I counted down and then I started, and that normally doesn't happen. I don't know what's going on here.
Just go with it. It's fine. Just go with it.
Afterhours this week is an interesting topic. So basically, Triple S, they have a subunit that came out called Evolution. We're not covering their song this week, right? But one of the B-sides is called Rodante, right? And there's been a lot of discussion on the internet about like plagiarism, self-plagiarizing. Is it another Eyes One song? Is it Fiesta and Violetta smashed together? Is this what Rodante is? We're gonna talk about it in the post show. We're not gonna really just say if we think it's plagiarism or not. We're gonna have a big discussion about like producing music, self-production, all this type of topics, right? We're gonna go from there though.
Yep.
Okay, so that is in the after hours. All right, big new releases. We are covering 3 songs. We have the solo debut of former NMIXX member JINI, who's now under a new company, with Come On featuring Aminé. We have IVE with Baddie. That's a song. And we have TXT with Chasing That Feeling. But we'll start at the top. JINI's solo debut with Come On featuring Aminé. She is from ATOC, which is a relatively new company. And I also believe that Momoland's Nancy has signed with them. I believe that is the case.
Oh, interesting. I'm also hearing that ATOC they work very closely with Sublime Artist Agency.
Yeah, I think that's their parent company, so they're under the umbrella.
Yes.
This song. Okay.
What do you mean? Why do you start that way?
Anita's not here to be all positive about a lot of things this week, guys. We're gonna take off the training wheels. You know when you go bowling and you take off the bumpers? That's what you're getting this week, you know? Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. This song to me is like, it's like a symptom of the times we live in. You know?
What?
The K-pop times we live in. What I mean to say that is like this song, it's a kind of chill song. Kind of laid back. It's supposed to be somewhat relatable, somewhat chill. It's like it just doesn't do anything for me, like I don't know. The only thing I'm happy about is I'm happy that JINI's back, because we're never gonna know what happened with NMIXX and why she had to leave JYP and all that, but she came back. She's a solo artist now. That's cool, and I just feel very whelmed by this solo debut.
Okay, I get that too. I feel like in general I agree. I'm happy to see her again.
Yes.
I have no idea why she left. You know what? At the end of the day, it happened. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. We move on. In my head, JINI has been the girl who yells NMIXX change up in NMIXX songs.
And she's shug. Hey, look at the
she's
moving
a shug person.
Yeah.
And based on that, I'm like, I don't know how you're going to spin a solo career out of that. Because, like, if, for instance, in a parallel world, right, in a different multiverse, let's say Haewon got kicked out and Haewon had to do a solo career. I feel like that is something that's a lot more predictable because we know who she is as a vocalist, as a performer, as a identity, that kind of thing. JINI, I didn't really build that until I got to this track. And overall, she delivers on very relaxing vocals. Relaxing.
Yes.
Yeah. So we end up with a genre that kind of mirrors that. It's not very high energy, but it's not all the way low energy either. It's like kind of half writing both. It's like a synthwave track.
Yeah.
It's chill, synth pop. It's easygoing. The chorus isn't explosive, but the lows of it aren't low either.
I'll come off of that, right? It's like,
right.
I am not disappointed with JINI as an artist or her individually by any means. I thought she did fine with what she was given. She sang well. It was good, right? What I'm disappointed in is the decisions that went into making this song, though. You know?
Okay.
Like the decision making, where I felt like we should have choose like a more like colorful song. I thought we could have had. I thought, I do not know Aminé too well. Warren does. But Warren showed me some of his rapping, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. But this feature is one of, like, I'm not going to say it's one of the worst features I can remember in a while, but it's one of the worst features I can remember in a while.
What you're saying.
In the fact that, like, it just kind of happens, and it doesn't feel like it adds anything to the song.
No.
And that, right? Like, I don't know what happened.
Okay, Aminé is a West Coast rapper. He came into the spotlight around the late 2010s. Tracks like Caroline, tracks like Red Mercedes. He's just quirky, fun, bouncy, chill, laid-back rapper. If you like PH1, you're about to like Aminé as well. He had an album with K Tranada recently. That was, for all intents and purposes, it was a really good summer album. And then you have this where it feels very generic. It feels like he's been watered down. It feels like he just shows up, does like 7 verses, 7 bars, and he just bounces out again. And it feels, I don't know, like, do they need that?
It's a total of like 14 seconds of him, right?
Yeah.
And as someone who doesn't know him too well, I was just like, huh? You know what it is? I was like, what just happened? You know, they didn't let him curse. He go like that West Side, shh, you know. And everything else he does is kind of like sing rappy, right? It's like he's trying to be rhythmic, you know. He's trying to be cool, you know. Like it just like, kind of comes off weird to me.
It's not a kind of beat Aminé is good at. It's not the kind of feature that makes sense for it. Almost feels disrespectful towards him because he is very established. It's like let's say Jungkook did something with Jack Harlow, like we did a couple weeks ago, and Jack Harlow showed up for 14 seconds. That's disrespectful towards Jack Harlow, who is, you know, a lot more successful and popular than Aminé is, sure, but like still, you know.
My overall main issues with the song is the chorus, right? I feel like the second half of the chorus, the la 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 part, I think that's a throwaway section, to be honest. You know, like,
yeah,
they just like mailed it in there. And then I mean the first half of the chorus, you know, she's singing, which is fine. She's singing the chorus, but in the editing of the voices, like the layering of the voices, the mix, it sounds like it's sang by like 3-4 different people, but she's the only one singing on the screen, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, I know people when they sing solo, they layer their own vocals, so it sounds like them, but just like at different I don't know, different layers of their voices, right? At different notes and things like that. But this one, it sounds like a couple different people are singing it, right?
It's called doubling in Korean. I imagine it's similar in English. It's when you get several vocalists, whether it's yourself or someone else, and then you layer it under the solo artists. And in this track, the way it's executed, I can't get rid of the impression that they did it because they felt like the main vocalist in question was kind of weak. That's the impression I get. I'm sorry. And it kind of makes sense because it's not convincing. The chorus isn't convincing. It's not. It feels halfway. You know what I mean? It feels we're like halfway there.
There's that one little chanty part where they say like, "Baby, you're my favorite song," right?
Yeah.
When you listen to that part, it doesn't even sound like JINI singing it.
No, they didn't. They didn't try to hide that. No, that's
right. That's clearly not her, right?
No.
But she's mouthing the words on the screen, so I'm like, I'm getting a disconnect, you know.
I mean, you know, like it's a creative thing. If you're gonna have a choir behind your voice, sure, go for it. I mean, you know, like do what you need to do.
At the end of the day, if you think about it, she left NMIX after like 2-3 releases, right? I believe it was like 2 or 3 maximum, right?
Two,
like 2, right?
It was and Dice.
She is like still she's still a rookie per se, you know? Like she's done 2 songs, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think they help her at all by having this section at like 1 minute 30 into the music video where she's just staring at us into the mirror catatonically, just moving her mouth, right? Like, I thought that part was so weird. It felt like to me one of those like really badly made AIs where just the mouth is moving or something.
Yeah, and then they had like Pokemon just jumping around
behind
like,
it. Like, if you take that section out of context, it's like, what the F is going on here, guys?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, she doesn't blink once, her eyes ain't moving, and it's just her mouth. And then there's like fake Pokemon jumping all over the place. It's a really weird segment.
Here's the thing, like, she has been training for a group. She debuted with a group. This is her first attempt to do something solo that is marketable. I get it. It's not going to be perfect. Not every moment is going to be super engaging
I
in
get
terms
that
of
too.
the performance.
Yeah.
But
they're not helping her. You know?
no!
They're not helping her. The team ain't helping her. That's my main thing. Is like, I think the song is okay by the song itself, right? But I thought some of the decisions behind the scenes just don't help her as a soloist. Like the things that were out of her control, the decisions that were made.
Here's the thing though, right? Like when we make criticisms like this, when we say stuff like this, my next question is, well, what could they have done? What's an alternate solution? In this situation, I don't have an answer because I don't know what she's good at. I know she's a good dancer, and
Yes.
it's very clear in the music video. I think that's something they can really push. But as a solo performer, you're gonna need to do other stuff really well too. If you want to be Chungha, if you want to be Miju, I don't know. Like, you gotta be a well-rounded player, and right now it doesn't come off that way. And because of that, I don't really have a good prescription in terms of like fix this, fix that. It feels like we want to do a comeback with this person. We are well aware of the weaknesses of this person, and that's it. We didn't try to hide it. But I agree with you. The song itself is, I don't know, like pretty unoffensive. Nobody's gonna listen to this and go, "Oh, that was awful." You know what I mean? But on the other hand, it feels so sterile. It feels very dry. It is. The mix overall feels like it was marketed towards the Western market. It's very toned, muted kind of mix, with the lyrics being in English as well.
You know, I used to be like a heavy stickler on like lip syncing in music videos. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's something I really pay attention to.
Right, that's you.
Like for instance, in like ZB1's In Bloom, there's like a Jung part where he's rapping where the mouth doesn't sync at all. Like his mouth is still moving when he's singing a note. You know?
that really bugs you out.
Those things bug me. And for like from what I've seen, all of the like performance videos and music videos this company released before, there's like uncanny valley levels of like it doesn't sync well between her, like what she's singing and her. Like it comes off to me like someone's like lip syncing it, which they are in a music video. You're lip syncing it, right? But it's just like it doesn't look good on a surface level.
Yeah. Once that breaks the immersion. It becomes less persuasive. Yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about it that just doesn't feel like real, like synced in and like, you know, I don't know, real clean.
The polish.
Yeah.
Not there. No, I get that. I mean, they can only fix so much of it in post. But on the other hand, should you have that much footage of you not in sync to begin with? I don't know. You know, you start to raise questions.
Yeah, it's not even that she's not in sync. It's like I get she opens her mouth and like the things I'm hearing is the mouth is mimicking it, but it just doesn't feel like there was parts of the song where I'm like, that's not her singing. You know, like it doesn't feel like it's her singing, even though it is, right?
No.
And I don't know what they can do to overcome that, because like I've heard her voice in the end mix songs. It's very different than what we heard today.
It's a very different kind of vocalization because especially in Shook Shook, she was like Shook Shook, you know what I mean? Like it was very sharp. It was very, you know what I mean? And then here it's like, come on, you know what I mean? Like it's very different.
It's very different.
And you gotta take things differently when you do a solo versus I got 5 seconds of this and then I bounce out to do something else. You know what I mean? I get that.
Like I would love to see a stage with her singing live, you know, and it would clear up a lot of these questions that I have in my head, you know.
Okay. At the end of the day, look, if you're gonna get a featuring artist on the song, do a better job. Like, the whole second verse could have been him. That's what they did with Jungkook.
They could have just stayed domestically and just gotten PH1 to do this. Like,
honestly, that would do pretty well because a large chunk of K-pop fans know who PH1 is.
By the way, everyone at home, it's gonna be very spicy like this the entire way through today. I got words. Now, just know we made the promise that in season 6 we ain't gonna hold back any punches, and I just like to remind everyone that this is just our opinions. You're completely allowed to disagree with us, but we are entitled to them. Yes.
Look. Yeah. If you guys have thoughts, questions, leave them down below. Leave them on Spotify. Leave them on YouTube. Did you know that on Spotify you can leave comments now?
You can?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing, Warren. I didn't know that, but I'm looking at a JINI showcase version of this song.
Yeah.
And it's so much better.
Oh.
Like, she's not stiff at all. She's smiling. Like, it's not stiff at all. So what the F is this music video? You know, so you don't look at what I'm watching this showcase.
Is this off the ATOC channel?
No, I sent you right here in the...
Okay, that one, yeah.
Go like 50 seconds into the chorus. This is so much more convincing. Like, go 45 seconds in, 50 seconds in.
Oh.
Right? It's a completely different thing. This is so much more convincing, is it not?
She looks like she's having fun.
Right? I don't know what happened in this music video now. Like, I know what the showcase you lip sync to, but even with this lip sync, this feels so much more natural to me. Like, it's incredibly different.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is where Anita would have said, "I will check out the music shows and see what they're like."
Holy shit! This feels like a completely different song at the showcase.
Okay.
Wow, that's really interesting, is it not?
Interesting. It is.
If this was the music video, like her acting like this with energy and stuff, I would say, "Oh, that was kind of fun." You know, like. Wow.
I don't know. I still feel like the song itself was kind of dry.
Okay, I could see that. It's a very thorough song.
Vastly improved by her performing on stage. I'll give you that.
It's vastly better here.
She is clearly a good performer. It's just...
Yes. Okay, so whoever was giving her the stage directions during the music video and telling her don't smile here is completely wrong with that decision, I think.
All right, who's in the credits? Who made this music video?
Now that I think of it, when you compare the two, this Come On Aminé showcase video that I'm watching, and then I compare it to the music video, the main word that's coming to my head is that the music video just feels so stiff relative to this one.
Yeah, I can see that.
Wow, okay, so my feelings on this song has changed.
I don't get it.
No, because for me, it's not just about the music. Like, it's about what's on the screen, too. Because that's, like, you know, when you have all the time to make these music videos and to make these songs, you're putting your best foot forward, right? Like, this should be what you think is, like, this represents what we want to say about our artist or what they want to say about themselves, right? And
right.
Like, holy shit, it's night and day difference.
That being said...
Wow.
I also question whether this is the most appropriate for a debut. Cause I don't know. True. It felt like a pre-release almost. I don't know. Maybe it's because I saw the muted ass music video version and not the live version. We'll see.
You want to know what the stiffest debut ever is though?
Like, what is it?
It's IVE's debut. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't even remember that.
It's one of the worst debut music videos. Like, now that she's popular now and she's great now and she's gotten confident, it's good. But the lip syncing in this 1, 2, 3, 4, it is so stiff.
Dude,
there's no saving it.
I randomly skipped to one of the time frames. She's just like walking around very awkwardly.
Yeah, it's one of the most awkward music videos, dude. Like, I remember when this came here at the time and I was like, holy shit, what is this music video? But I hope JINI does well because I've been waiting to see what she got. Clearly, they're going in a different direction than what they pigeonholed her in NMIX, or making her like the nasally rap person.
Shook.
But we will have to see. Why can't we have her rapping some? She could clearly do it, right? I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Okay.
Next song.
Oh, is it spicy or mild or tingly? You gotta stop forgetting to do this.
I don't hate the song by any means. I'd give it a tingly.
I gave it a tingly too.
This is one of those songs when you're playing a game or you're checking your emails or you're doing whatever and it comes up on the playlist. You're like, oh, okay, this is fun. You know?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna skip the song.
Yeah, it's not
right.
Actively bad, unlike some of these other songs we're talking about today.
Well, there's only 2 other songs, Warren. We got IVE, Baddie. They are from Starship. Some people would call them Starshit, you know. But last 3 songs were off the record. Either way, or I am. Some people on our Discord has called them Starshit before.
Only you. What? People
Only
say
me?
that?
Yeah, dude. We call them that all the time when they do bad things. All right. Baddie.
Oh, you're right. People say this.
Yeah, dude, it's a thing. So we had Either Way and Off the Record, which were very like subdued songs, right? Like we were talking about them, very out of left field from IVE, which we were kind of down for. And then you remember last week I was like, you know, the trailer for this Baddie song sounds exactly like you would think it would, right?
Okay, but it didn't though. Did it for you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
This song is as I wrote in the Discord earlier today, at some point, I wrote, I'm still very confused about Baddie. And one of our mods, Max, asked, how so, Douglas? And I said, having a hard time deciding if the song is aight or utter garbage. That was my thoughts.
Okay.
This is one of those songs, I thought about it, right? I was formulating my opinion during the day. I had listened to the song maybe like 20 times this week.
Yes, you thought about it. What'd you think?
This is one of those songs that I like, not because it's a really good song, but because it's kind of bad.
So Me With Ice Cream by Blackpink.
Yeah, I think so. Like something about the song, I'm like, ooh, you know, like, but I know it's not that good.
You're enjoying the house burn down.
Exactly, dude. I'm standing in the front yard with a beer watching the house burn down, guys. Like I brought my lawn chair, my Coleman lawn chair in the bag. I took it out and I opened it up. I laid it there and I cracked open a beer and I'm watching this house burn down.
With a bag of popcorn, just
yeah. I got a couple sticks and some marshmallows in my pocket. I'm gonna walk over to the fire and toast them up a little, you know. Okay, this song's just kind of something, right? Like this.
Something. It's something. I'll give you that.
All right. The most notable thing, obviously, is this insane chorus we got, right? Where it starts with the one young into Yujin, the baddie. I'm a baddie. She's a pretty little risky baddie.
Pretty little risky baddie.
That's like pretty suggestive, I thought, but whatever.
I don't think they meant it that way, but you know. I think they meant it as I like to take risks.
Yeah.
Does it come off that way? I don't know. Look, I see this as I see this whole comeback, this whole project, as a expansion of IVE.
Okay. Yes. Fair.
Right? Okay. 11, Love Dive, Afterlike, I Am. All 4 of those they have something in common. There has been a collective identity that's been piercing through their entire title tracks. Kitsch, maybe not. That one's a bit of an exception, yeah? But those 4 songs, they have established what they have been able to do. They're like, this is us. If you think about what traditional K-pop is, they fit into that mold the best. This is a bit of a shift. This feels like something like NCT or ITZY might have done. ITZY, as in like, if I think about tracks like Swipe, remember that? That's also trap music. This is also trap music. This is like K-pop interpretation of trap music. This is what it is. BPM wise, it's in like the 150s, 160s. That's what like the like the trap beats end up being. And they have a very hip hop focused image, a very hip hop focused song, a lot of rapping chorus too. And I get the vibe that maybe the producers, the execs, were like, okay, we established what works.
And we are popular.
Let's try to expand and experiment a little bit. Go outside of our comfort zone and see if any of it hits. And that's where Either Way came out. That's where Off the Record came out. And that's where Baddie came out. Because none of these, I feel like, would have made... Like, these songs would have been written, and they probably were sent to different artists. I don't see this being sent to IVE in this kind... in the eyes we're familiar with. Especially because this is not the kind of music that they've been doing. Which is fine. It's fine that they're trying new things. As long as it works, and I feel like it doesn't work is the issue.
Well, the other two songs are charting better than this one is.
Okay.
Either Way is 3rd in Korea right now. Off the Record is 13th.
Oh, okay.
And Baddie is 17th right now.
Okay. Here's the thing. Right now, they're too big to fail. They're whatever they drop is gonna do really well. Off the Record, I imagine is gonna beat Either Way by this time next week. It just needs more time to pick up. Same with Baddie. I'm sure Baddie will be in top 5 within the next 2 weeks. That I'm not worried about. They are essentially the most popular K-pop group under the age of 13 or year old kids right now in Korea. I am not concerned about their success. I'm concerned about what this does to their discography and what it means to the rest of their career as a group of artists. I don't know. I feel like maybe it would have worked a little better if we had some good rappers on here.
You don't like Ray's rapping?
It's not the only rap I don't like on the song, though.
Okay, well, fair. There's some other kids rapping on this. I didn't think it was particularly great either. I thought Ray was passable.
Okay, Ray was a little better than Kyle, but is it worth it?
Is it much better? I'll concede that. Also, okay, let's talk about this concept, right? So apparently the baddies are these cats that are going ham all over the place, right? They're ruining everything. But then the second we see Wonyoung, she's not a cat. She has bunny ears on, and then she turns into a cat, right? And then there's just a lot of cat motifs, and as someone who loves cats, I was very confused. And then there's one point where the cat is running through the grocery aisle, and his butthole is 3 of the members in an 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
I don't know what the F we were watching there.
That was fucking weird.
That was so weird. There's a scene where it's furry around. I can't tell if that's through the eyes or the butthole. Bro, I was confused. What was going on?
People have been saying the music video gives off Red Velvet vibes. I kind of see it. The quirky
I can see that.
kitsch.
Yeah. Red Velvet got some acid trip music videos.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, here's the thing. I don't hate the music video. In fact, I really like it. It's very distracting and it's very all over the place, but I like it. I don't know. It's trippy. Well, psychedelic. I don't hate it. Is this cool.
Is this the right song for the wrong group, or is just the wrong song? Period. Do you know what I mean by that? Do you not like the song because it's IVE doing it, or do you not like the song because you think the song's kind of poo in general?
I mean, I think it's a fair mix of both.
I mean, that's fine, right?
I don't think... Well, I'm gonna blame a lot of people here. All the people sitting in the meeting rooms that are yeah, this is a good song. I like it. Let's do this.
The 40-year-olds in suits and the 50-year-olds in suits?
Fuck you. Is that I don't know. Okay. Here's the thing. It is a good idea to expand. It is a good idea to go out of your comfort zone, do other things, then do the same thing over and over again. Good idea. I like it. But that doesn't mean you gotta do something that sounds like the cross of NCT, G-Idol, ITZY, LE SSERAFIM. You know what I mean?
Does this not feel too fast, too soon with doing something this weird, right? At least to me, it feels like, damn, I feel like you could have rode the gravy train doing traditional K-pop for a couple more years, guys, before we decide to jump the shark and do something like this.
Exactly. How long did Twice take before they hit us with Fancy? 4 years. Yeah. And I definitely complained that it took them too long, but it worked. And at the end of the day, we're only 2 years into our career. We're less than 2 years into our career as IVE. because their debut was 2021 December. So maybe a little early.
The best thing about this whole comeback cycle has been Yujin's hair, right? Right? Is that the best thing?
I agree. Yes.
And why does Liz keep wearing Newcastle like the soccer team?
Okay. Wrong
what
kit.
Is that? What is
Wrong
that?
kit.
What is that? At least Gao's wearing Palace, like a rugby kit that's like from Palace. I thought that was kind of cool, but
I don't know. I mean, I guess they needed black or white, but like, who else has black or white?
Juventus.
The Arsenal kit from 2021, 2022.
Or they could have worn Juventus.
Black and gold.
Juventus is black and white every year too. You know?
Yeah, but like Juventus is Juventus.
Overall though, like this is one of those songs that I'm gonna keep listening to because there's something about it which I kind of like. Like it's catchy. It's kind of fun. I thought. But as like a career move, I don't know. You know?
As much as I hate the chorus, it's very catchy. I like it. I also like the part where they go na 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 na. That thing, you know what I mean? I know you hate choruses with the na na nas and la la las, but like I feel like you hear it worked.
No. This one kind of worked. This one kind of worked.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely worked here. There are definitely sections to the song I like. However, whenever they dig harder into the hip hop thing, I feel like they don't have the skill set for it.
I also saw discussions about how appropriate it is to have like a 16-year-old Esau singing this kind of stuff. Like that was another thing I was seeing on the internet. I don't know. At least her hip is not like a wagon, guys.
Oh my god, that's the worst.
that was definitely
you can't just compare it to the bottom of the barrel and say, "Ooh, that's not that bad." You know what I mean? Like you can't.
Bro, Lapillis is insane, dude. Like, woo.
Okay, you know what? This song is way better than the Lapillis debut track.
Fair. Of course. I feel like with Anita not here, we've lost stability.
This is your fault, Anita.
At one point before the show, I started laughing like a maniac for no reason. I don't know why I did it either, but it was freaking wearing out. Yeah, this is not my favorite. Is this the worst IVE title track? I heard people discussing this on our Discord. There was a big discussion about is this the worst one. Some people were saying, it's not the worst, but it's not like it's like second worst at best. Like it's a lot of people's decision.
Look. When people start having the conversation of whether this is the worst, that is a sign. It doesn't matter if it's the worst or not. It's a sign. If I had to pick, this would be my least favorite. I will say I will give you that. But I like it more than Kitsch.
This kind of feels like when you got like a sibling or a friend who all of a sudden discovers like streetwear or discovers hip hop and they start shopping at the mall and they come in like this, like all of a sudden they're all in like tech wear. So you're like, all of a sudden, fam, you know?
They suddenly have like 3 pairs of cargo.
They're wearing all these straps all of a sudden. Or your friend who all of a sudden decide I'm emo now, right? They come in with the strap pants. You're like, holy shit, okay, you know? Like, that's what this feels like a little bit to me, right? Where you, like, I don't know.
Dude, freshman year of college, I was like, wow, is this the kind of fashion you were into?
Exactly. Like, those you do someone, then you see them, you're like, really? Okay.
I don't judge. It's just I didn't know you changed your name.
Hey, guys, it's getting cold. It's Tim season here. Timberland season. Come on. I love wearing my Tims. All right.
It's very random.
Okay. I'm only saying it because, like, Liz and Ray were essentially wearing Tims.
Okay, real quick. Between Either Way, Off the Record, and Baddie.
I like Either Way the best, but maybe that's just me. I know you guys like the Off the Record more than Either Way.
I like Off the Record more than Either Way.
Yeah.
But I think I would place Baddie third of the 3.
I don't think I can just because I know I'm going to listen to this like the most out of these.
I'm a baddie.
Hey, when I'm listening to Baddie and I'm playing a video game, I'm like, you know what? I am a baddie. I'm just gonna move on. Let's go to TXT, right? TXT Tomorrow by Together, chasing that feeling. Hey, you know, whenever I watch, like, for instance, whenever I watch TXT make appearances on any Korean TV show, right? Like, they were recently on the Akmu show that they got going on, right? Like,
yeah.
they always, in Korea, they always pronounce the full name, right? Tomorrow by Together.
Tomorrow by Together, yeah.
Oh, with the Korean, like, in the full Korean accent or however you say
Tomorrow by
it.
Together, yeah.
Why is that decision made? No one ever calls them TXT. Only in the West do we call them TXT. I don't know. That was just an observation.
That's their name.
Okay, so the TXT boys. Oh wait, I could say this story now because it's been a long time. So TXT and I have an interesting relationship. I know people on the Discord know this story, but I don't think all of the listeners know at home. So like 2 to 3 years ago, TXT and I had this thing happen where it was like we almost got like flagged as haters, and people were threatening a lawsuit because I said something about TXT. What happened was like 3 years ago or so, TXT, like all the members got pink eye, like back to back, right? Like two dudes got it, then another dude, and then another dude got it. There was like an epidemic of pink eye in their dorm, right?
Yeah.
And me as someone who has gotten pink eye before, it's like, oh, you just kind of sit home and just don't touch anyone for a couple days and you're good, right? Like in my head, that was my understanding of it. But I called them one week. I was giving all of the groups like nicknames, like Super Junior was the cool old guys or something, right? And then I called TXT the pink-eyed players, and people on the internet were not happy about it. Like the funniest thing is, I called them that in like the intro, the text blurb about what the episode's about, right? I said like, we're back with the super cool old guys, the pink-eyed players, and someone. And some of these TXT fans who were like really into them didn't even listen to our episode where we praised the song that came out. We loved it, right? Yeah. And they were saying like, these people are trashing on TXT. Who can we contact at Big Hit and get a lawsuit started? Yada, yada, yada. It was a big deal until I commented and I was like, guys, we like TXT. Did any of you actually listen to the episode? And they were like, no. And I'm like, I'm sorry if y'all are offended. I'll take it out. But like, we didn't mean anything by it. And then they chilled. But like, people were very angry at us for like a couple days.
There was a couple of people on Twitter who were like targeting us.
Yeah.
Like, look at these people. They're very disrespectful towards the health and well-being of TXT. I mean, you know, it's a joke.
Oh yeah, I remember that. But they're here now. They've essentially become superheroes. They're like the Ninja Turtles, dude. The first scene is them getting flown into like a sewer, dude. They're the Ninja Turtles. That was my thought.
Yes, in New York City.
The weirdest thing about this music video, it's supposed to be based in New York City, but if you look at some of the early shots in this music video when they like finally get to the street level, all the cars have European license plates. So I don't know what happened there.
It's a parallel universe.
Apparently,
that's what it is.
But towards the end of the music video, they correct it all, and there's like a New York City taxi, and everything has American license plates. So I don't know what happened. Maybe they might have been Canadian, these license plates, but I don't really know what's going on.
Maybe it's Toronto or like
I think it is. I think it's Canada.
But the first scene is clearly whatever. Anyways,
yeah. This song. It's a fine song. It's my favorite song of the week. By the way, I think it's a good vibe. My issue is that this song to me kind of feels like the personification of what K-pop has become in the last like year or so since the debut of New Jeans, where everything feels the energy has all gotten kind of muted towards the middle. You know, like the energy levels have just gone like, you know.
Okay.
And it's to the point where in this song I couldn't even tell when we were in the chorus at the beginning. You know? Yeah,
the chorus kind of feels like a build-up. It really, to me, it felt like the song was continuing to build up into nothing. That's what it got in my head. I don't know. Let's talk about the song, right? The song itself is a pretty standard synthwave track. If you like Weeknd, this is probably something familiar to you. There was a couple of years ago when Weeknd was really popping off, and this was before like Dawn FM and all that. Twice was doing it. They had a song called "I Can't Stop Me." Everglow did their own thing. I forget what it's called.
La Di Da.
La Di Da. Yeah. There was a brief period where a lot of people were doing songs inspired by this kind of era of music, synthwave, late '80s. A lot of things that sound like "Take on Me" by a-ha. And that's all fine. This is a whole genre. On the other hand, those tracks were, I think, a lot more successful in doing what they wanted to do because they were a lot more high energy and very climactic and very much like, very dynamic.
Yeah, there's a lack of dynamism in this track for sure.
Yeah, see, this is what I meant, as in like we continue to build into nothing. The chorus just kind of happens, and then we're done. And this was, I don't know. I was concerned about it when New Jeans started popping off and Cupid started popping off and all that. And Triple S started popping off because they kind of introduced this kind of easy listening, chill kind of vibe into K-pop. Up until then, everybody was doing what's the most noisiest thing we can do? You know what's the most aggressive thing I can do?
Yeah.
TXT was not the exception there. In fact, they had a really good balance between like that kind of sound, that kind of energy and
bro,
and
like,
kind of, like emo
the
rock sound.
Platform Runaway song was fire.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was really good.
That into like 01 Love Song and what's the other one? Loser Lover and like
there's that blue one, the Blue Hour or something. That was also
that
cool.
too.
Yeah.
So here we are, where all of that has been kind of muted away. We have almost the R&B-esque type of vocal over what feels like a very boring, in fact, unmixed, incomplete kind of beat. It doesn't feel done. It feels empty. Where's the bass? Why are the drums so boring? Where did the production go? It feels like the vocals are just exposed a little too much. And I don't think that's appropriate for this genre. I don't think that's appropriate for K-pop nor synthwave. Nor do I think it is a creative venture outside of the norms of this genre. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Things they did well. The performance was obviously very good. TXTs are incredibly good at performing.
Yeah.
I thought Huning Kai's voice was really good, and I liked Bumgyu's dancing segments, his performance in general. Things that I thought were weird in terms of the music video. Number one, I liked that it was Inception based at the end, where all the buildings started to move and there was a road to the side. I liked all those things. I thought that was all really cool. Things that I thought were a little wonky. There's one part where they're showing off their like superpowers with the lights at different points. So some of them are fine. Like one guy's running on the wall, that's fine. Another guy's driving upside down, that's cool. Then there's a scene where one of the members, Yeonjun's on he's clearly on a skateboard, but they edited so it looks like his feet are sliding. And then we go directly into, I think it is, which member? I don't know which member. There's one of the members who's on a train all of a sudden. Oh, no, that's Yeonjun. Yeonjun's on a train, and he's, like, reaching out, and it's just very awkward. It's just very awkward.
Dude, he's doing Yoga Flame. That's what it is.
Yeah. I thought that
Yoga Fire.
I thought that scene was a little bit awkward. I don't know. Yeah, I just like. There's a lot of K-pop songs that come out now that I'm just like, it's not exciting, you know? Like, we're just vibing. We're just vibes. We're no substance anymore. Is it just me?
No, that's what I meant. It's not just you, man. I'm with you. Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of songs these days are just like, you go into a store and this is just playing in the background. And you're like, oh, okay, they're playing TXT, cool. You know, like there's just a lot of songs that come off like background vibes these days, and I think that's a little disappointing.
And you know what the issue is? I don't think this song is trying to be a background vibe. It's not.
No.
It's got a proper like synth drop too.
It's trying to be like a synth rock opera, is what it's trying to be, right?
Rock opera.
Almost, like some of the segments, I thought.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. It's very predictable. It's very boring. It's very bland. The mix is uninteresting. It feels incomplete. I don't know. I don't understand the hype for this song because I do feel like this is probably my least favorite track from TXT.
Yeah, overall. Man, it got 30 million views in the last 4 days.
Again, I'm not worried about their success. It's just, this is your third full-length album. It should mean a lot. I don't know if it does.
I guess now, rather, like, these songs that we're getting these days, it's like, I feel like they're kind of sterile. And even though I said, like, they're background vibe music, but, like, it just feels like a lot of the time it's either that, it's like I'll just put the song in the background, or if I need to watch the music video to actually get an experience. You know, I just can't take the song by itself, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so like as boombastic as they were, some of these Eyes One songs were very in your face. It's like a listening experience. You're like, holy shit, what is going on? Right? With some of the sound effects. These days, I'm just very whelmed by a lot of these songs. It's just like, all right, it happened.
And here's the thing. And this is the same thing I've been saying ever since Ditto dropped. We are very okay with making good music that's minimal and laid back and chill. That just means you gotta do a really good job of making that top line solid. You gotta do a good job of singing. You gotta do a good job of everything. The fundamentals need to be there. A lot of these, we're missing that. IVE isn't great at rapping. JINI needs a lot of background vocals. TXT, where's the production with TXT? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just a very frustrating week.
And the crazy thing is, it's none of the kids' fault, because they're not the one making these decisions typically, right?
No.
It's kind of not. They're just singing what they say. Like, this is our new song, guys. You're gonna sing on it. Here are your parts. Let's go, guys. And like, they're singing their best. They're dancing as hard as they can with what they're doing. And the choreography is really good. The performance is great. But at the end of the day, I just don't find the song to be the most exciting, right? And I think that's a shame.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old. I'm like, you know, when you get old, you want everything to be spicy because your taste buds have been fried over the years. So you see like these old people just put a lot of like spices and pepper. That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's us these days.
We're just like we're the people like looking for like weird
extra
drugs.
Yeah, we're the one who at the table's like, Sonny, can you hand me the pepper? And you put like half the bottle on it, right? Like, is that us? Is that us at the diner? Yeah. I don't know. All right, other songs that released this week: Ailey, Ratata featuring Lil Cherry, Warren.
Oh,
we had Chew pre-release Underwater, Pentagon Promise. It's also known as With the Universe. This is their goodbye song. It's very sad. I listened to this one. It's a tough listen, for sure.
Oh man.
We got Icon's Bobby with F, Hwasa with her collab with Street Woman Fighter 2 with Chili. 82 Major had a debut with First Class. Pow had a debut with Dazzling. Extraordinary Heroes. Break the Break. Boy Next Door. ABCD Love. Wien in the Mood. Ihori Hoodie I Bambaji. That's the English name, by the way.
Hoodie E.
Hoodie E Bambaji. Well, I thought it was like E as in like Spanish and.
Well, the Korean title is Hurie Banbaji, so I don't know.
Okay. Triple S Evolution had their unit debut with Invincible. Lightsome Honey or Spice Rothy with Something Casual. Queen's Eye with This Is Love. All right.
That's a lot of songs these days.
Yeah, there was about 18 of them this week in the poll, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, Spice King. Last week, the Soju chart, episode 253. G-Idol's I Want That picked up its first crown. New Jeans Gods was a second. IVE Off the Record was in third. New Candidates are the three songs we covered this week. JINI Come On featuring Aminé. IVE, Baddie, TXT, Chasing That Feeling. We did not get Anita's vote, so it's a 3-person vote this week, guys. My chart is G-Idol, I Want That first place. That chart, I mean, that song pushes some buttons, dude. It's a good song. Gets me excited. Second song, I have TXT Chasing That Feeling. And in third place, I have New Jeans Gods, which I like way more than Anita and Warren do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're a League player. I don't know what to tell you. Do you still play, by the way?
I've been playing only ARAM, which is the 1-lane, 20-minute game mode.
Oh, okay.
It's just like a dumpster fire the whole way. You're just fighting constantly.
Is that the really snowy map?
Yes, yeah. That one's fun because you don't have to be good. You could just troll. It's fine.
Right, okay.
No pressure.
Well, I haven't played League in a long time, but Gods put me in a mood for League this week. I didn't play, but it's third place for me, I think.
Okay.
I have Come On by JINI on second place. As much as I shat on it, I still think it's pretty solid. Do I think there's a lot of places where I think everyone could kind of improve a little bit? Yeah. But overall, package-wise, I don't hate it. Also, looking at that performance video, really bumped it up, I think.
It changed my perspective completely.
Oh, yeah. It is definitely my favorite song this week. Easily. That leaves me with I Want That by G-Idol in first.
Let's go.
Overall, pretty solid. This week was one of the weeks where I started skipping through songs on the playlist. This was the one example where I would go back to it, and I was like, play that again, Daddy. Just do it.
Whoa.
One more time.
Yo.
So here we go. G-Idol, I Want That.
We don't have Anita's vote. Gochu Gang in first place with a whopping, oh my god, I gotta do math on the fly. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. With a whopping 86 points.
Holy shit.
TXT Chasing That Feeling. In second place with a 62 points is G-Idol, I Want That. And in third place with 54 points is IVE, Baddie. Hey, Gochu Gang, just so you know, this G-Idol song could be in Hall of Spice if you had just given it some more votes. Additionally, well, no, it's everyone now because we have both Gochu Gang and SojuTalk Nation are voting for this song. By the way, the addition of SojuTalk Nation changed the outcome of the poll this week, guys.
This is true.
Yeah. Pretty much, IVE would have been in second place if just Gochu Gang voted, but now that we added everyone, G-Idol popped up in the second. So that's pretty interesting stuff. All right. As a result, let me do some tallying real quick. As a result, in third place this week, via Warren's second place vote, is JINI. Come On, featuring Aminé.
Come on. Yay!
In second place this week with 8 points is TXT, Chasing That Feeling. So that, congratulations to them.
Congrats.
And then in first place this week with 13 points is G-Idol, I Want That. Picking up its second crown. We'll see if it gets Hall of Spice next week. All right. Finally, we're at show winners, though.
Warren, all right. I am Anita. Hello. Akmu won their fourth win with Lovely on Inkigayo.
Yep.
NCT 127 with Fact Check. They won 3 times on Show Champion, Music Bank, and Show Music Core. Jungkook with 3D featuring Jack Harlow won his second win on M Countdown, and won us with Baila Conmigo. How do I read it?
Baila Conmigo.
Baila Conmigo got their second win on the show on SBS.
Hey, let's go. Yo, here's a side note. I don't know if you're aware of this. There's like a controversy with RBW and ONEUS at the moment where...
Oh, no.
There's like Sasang fans showing up to their fan sites and saying like mean things to the kids. And like RBW kept like saying, we're warning you. We're going to ban people from the fan sign. We'll do it. And they still haven't done anything. Like there's like, it's like a thing.
Look at me.
Like
I'm gonna do something.
People are apparently showing up to the ONEUS things, and like when they get in the line to get their shit signed, are like saying shit to the kids. Yeah, so people are pissed at RBW.
I don't know what to say. It's so stupid. Yeah. Also, it's 2023. Y'all still doing that Sasang shit?
I know,
bro. What kind of age-old millennial are you? Like, get
I
the
thought
fuck
the
out.
Sasang stuff kind of chilled after that one time when the stalker for Nayeon got on the plane with them. You remember?
Oh
like,
my
I
fucking
thought,
God.
like the guy from Europe who like stalked them all the way on the plane. I thought after that we had gotten to a chill period for a while, but apparently not.
Apparently not. Y'all should be ashamed.
All right, let's end part 1. We'll see you guys in a couple seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we are back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 254. This part's going to be more like the traditional recording style. We're just testing it for the first half this week, guys. So we're back to normal. We have some news and events from the past week. Some good, some bad, per usual. First thing, you know how we were shitting on YG for being like, yo, you better not show Baby Monster for 2 years like Treasure. Well, they announced that they will be making their debut in November. So it's like 6 months after the show happened, but hopefully the hype is still there. It's all set now. The official debut is in November. We will continue to do our best and run at full speed, so please pay a lot of attention.
Oh, I'll pay attention.
It's a big deal, right? Like YG Girl Group is a big deal.
It's always a big
considering that Blackpink, their contracts are up in the air right now. It's a humongous deal for YG Entertainment.
A lot of people are putting question marks on YG's long-term sustainability right now.
I would agree with that. And we got corrected. Koala, who is a one of the mods on the Discord, she is a big TX Treasure fan, and she said they've been focusing mostly on Japan. So she says they've been suffering domestically because they're focused on Japan, and she's not happy about the business model at the moment. Yeah.
Well, that is but a opinion of a single fan. I am not sure what the overall fandom thinks, but Baby Monster.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Also, I'm excited too. They have a girl called Farida in this group. You remember when they and there's is there Farida? No, Chiquita? Am I no?
Did you just say Farida?
Farida, that's her name. And they have a Haram in this group too.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's her name, Farida. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
And they got... Okay, the Haram is like a Korean Haram.
Yeah. Not Haram.
No.
Not Haram. Yeah, but they got... This is exciting. You remember when they had that show, they're like, we're going to eliminate 2 kids. And then they lied and they didn't, even though everyone knew they were going to lie. Right? Yeah. We got bamboozled.
Of course.
The next thing has to do with 50-50. There is a trigger warning on this article about self-harm and things like that. So basically, I'm not going to go into the specifics, all of the specifics, but the members of 50-50 posted on SNS yesterday talking about the case as a whole and their side of the story, because they're in appeals. If you remember, they lost the case and they're in appeals right now. Mm-hmm. So they more or less posted a lot of proof that they posted messages between the Attract CEO and the Giver CEO, and they showed that the two conspired, that they were spending money on 50-50 and would use the incoming profits to pay off a debt they owed to another company. Like they're showing all this shady stuff that was going on. And then the bigger bombshell was they were talking about their treatment by the agency, and they were talking about how they were sick, and one of the girls was having a panic disorder and social phobias, and she started to self-harm herself because the agency was doing nothing about it. And other things were, another girl was really sick and needed to get a surgery, but the company wouldn't let her, and they were having like people from the company stalked her outside of her house and things like that. Like, yeah, it's pretty dark.
I'm quickly scanning the Twitter thread that you have pulled up here. First,
yeah, the person who was outside of their house was after the lawsuit was filed. So they were saying like they were having people like stalk them after they filed the lawsuit and things like that. That's one of the claims.
Okay, so things are apparently still a thing. What do you know?
But they're saying the Attract company was sending these people to stalk them. That's the claim.
Attract would?
Yes.
Why would? Okay.
That's their claim. Yeah.
If you guys want the full details, obviously go on Twitter. You'll find it. It seems like if all of this claim is true, it does seem like they were severely neglected in terms of health. Especially when they were seriously underweight and they seriously needed medical attention.
And then the final thing they talked about was how Attract filed the criminal complaint against the people who appeared on that SBS investigation show. I Want to Know Defamation and Impersonation. So the man appeared as an insider on the show, and it said that the and said that the Attract CEO just wanted to make money, that the CEO was never attended an end of the month evaluation, and wondered why the CEO was suddenly calling himself 50/50's father. So basically, a man appeared on the expose on this whole situation.
I want to
and
know.
he was on
yes, yeah.
Yes, and he was on the pro member side saying like the Attract CEO was just doing it for the money. He was calling himself 50/50's father randomly, things like that. And it seems that Attract has tried to sue that guy now for defamation.
Okay.
So those are the three things that they were talking about. They were talking about how the company was ran more or less to just pay off a debt to another company. They're talking about their neglect in terms of health issues, and they're talking about how Attract is more or less just suing everyone who's talking bad about them.
My first question is, why did you wait this long to provide this much evidence? Because there have been claims of we aren't being neglected. There were a lot of good moments for them to publicize all this information before the public turned their opinions against them. We have gone, that golden hour is far behind us right now, and they're not going to pay attention to this. That's a sad fact. I'm going to assume that they're not lying, and they're probably exaggerating to a little bit, but like, I mean, who doesn't do that? Good fucking lord, I hope this is not the convention. I hope this is not the case with all the other artists in the group.
I mean, I would take them at their word at the moment, because
I would
like
too.
they got nothing to lose by saying all this. There has not been any response to any of these claims so far. And then, oddly enough, today one of the members submitted the withdrawal of her appeal to the Seoul High Court. So previously, the court group filed an appeal after their injunction to terminate their contracts was dismissed, and the group's legal representation shared that the other three members will still pursue the appeal.
Okay, now it's getting even messier.
Yeah, and then there were some other fan sites basically saying like, she has been appointed new legal representation to just represent her in general that is outside of the people who are representing the other three members. So we don't know what's going on here.
Okay, this one I'm not gonna add on any more opinions to. It just is what happened. We will need to see this develop a little more, I think.
So as it stands, the 50/50 members lost their injunction to terminate the contracts, and they are in the process of appealing it. But one of the girls has gotten new legal representation and pulled her name off of the appeal. That is where we stand.
Yes.
What a mess of a situation. Right? Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I don't know. I have no clue. I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how this develops. Yeah.
In Korean court, it's very hard to get something overturned too, right? I would assume.
Not particularly, no.
Not particularly? Okay.
No, if they provide good evidence, they will get it appealed. My concern is not with the court. Honestly, at the end of the day, legal shit is gonna sort out itself, whatever the fuck. If you want to make music, you need an audience. And while an international audience is an audience, it's not a lot of international audiences are investors, people who are gonna point them a lot of money to come with a comeback. That's my concern with the general public completely against them right now. It's a lot of this seems like good evidence, and I feel incredibly awful, but like, why did we wait this long? I don't know.
Well, you're not supposed to talk about cases that are ongoing. That's the issue, right? In a legal sense.
Okay, then maybe they provided this info during the first round of court, and it was not
I would
good enough
assume
evidence.
so. Yeah. So and then they decided to release it to the public. But
Okay.
that's all speculation. But all I know is when you're involved in a case, you're typically not supposed to talk about it publicly, right? Like I think that's the standard.
I feel like that's not the case in Korea. Like people drop evidence here and there all the time while stuff is still working out. I don't know. I just don't. Maybe I probably just don't know the legal system enough. Ignore what I said.
Okay. In terms of this is more like this is other legal news.
Okay.
But The FSS has applied for arrest warrants for 3 Kakao Entertainment executives, including the CIO, Bae Jae-hyun, and heads of the investment strategy departments for Kakao and Kakao Entertainment for allegedly violations of the capital. The FFS alleges that the suspects spent more than 240 billion won, so $240 million, to manipulate SM Entertainment stock prices above HYBE's tender offer price in February in order to sabotage HYBE's takeover bid. The FFS also alleges that the suspects failed to report their large acquisition of SM Entertainment shares in violation of the 5% recording rule, which requires any entity owing more than 5% to file disclosures when buying or selling shares. Kakao has stated that they are engaged in a legitimate market purchase to gain control of SM Entertainment in a battle with HYBE, and there was no market manipulation and no damage to HYBE or SM minority shareholders. So, basically, the Korean government has put out arrest warrants for a lot of people at Kakao and Kakao Entertainment for manipulating stock prices in order to sabotage HYBE's takeover bid, and also for not reporting the deals they were making with SM behind closed doors.
So they did some shady shit, and now they're getting spanked.
And note that arrest warrants are issued in Korea when a judge is convinced that the suspect is either a danger to the community or a flight risk.
A danger to the community.
So it's similar to when Lee Soo-man fled the company in 2002 for the embezzlement and tax invasion stuff. So they're like, we're worried that these people are going to flee the country, so we need to have them arrested.
I mean, if you're out here manipulating stock prices, yeah, that's gonna get you.
This is pretty bad, right? Like, this is pretty bad. If you guys didn't know, so Lee Soo-man, 2002, he fled the country. He was accused of embezzlement and tax evasion. He was on the Interpol most wanted list. He eventually came back to Korea in 2004 and was put on trial, but he was pardoned in 2007 by the president at the time.
Bro.
Oh yeah, so this is a very serious. So this whole SM 3.0 and Kakao thing, it's just been a mess so far.
Just to clarify, they applied for arrest warrants. They have not been arrested yet.
Correct. So
okay.
They applied for them because they're afraid that these people are going to flee the country because they know that they did bad things.
Yes.
So we will keep you updated if more people at Kakao keep getting arrested for trying to take over SM. Yeah. Now on to like actual news from SM.
Okay.
So apparently Rise will release a song in late October. Red Velvet will return in November. Great. Taeyeon is going to release an album in November. TVXQ is going to celebrate their 20th anniversary with their 9th album on December 26th and have a concert and exposition.
Wow.
And then NCT New Team to launch in 2024. The craziest thing about this NCT New Team is that it seems like that's what they're just going with for the name. Like,
that better not be the name.
Their Twitter handle is NCT New Team.
I mean, maybe it's temporary, you know? Like maybe they'll change it.
Look at all these stuff for it. All of it just keeps saying New Team.
Dude, that's temporary. Shut up. There's no way.
Even the hashtags are New Team.
It's temporary. There's no way.
Hey, we'll have to see if this is the real thing. Holy shit,
it's the working title. There's no way. Come on.
There's no way.
There's no way.
I really hope it's just the working title, dude, because it looks so bad.
NCT New Team.
Yeah. But they are starting to tease it on their official Twitter page. So
at NCT New Team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's so stupid.
I don't know. That's what they've been doing.
All right.
Next one. 17 won a Daesang at the 2023 The Fact Music Awards.
Wow.
So congratulations to them.
Congrats.
So here's a list of the winners. 17 was the Daesang, the Bonsang, or Artist of the Year. So these are like the big people of the year. aespa, ATEEZ, ITZY, IVE, Im Young-un, New Jeans, NMIXX, 17, Stray Kids, and Treasure. And then the only other one, which I think is kind of important here, so their equivalent of Rookie of the Year, they gave it to Rise and Zero Base One.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so 17 Daesang. I thought they had a pretty good year. Yeah.
I don't even know this award show was a thing. The Fact Music Awards?
Apparently it's a thing.
Is it run by The Fact? Good lord.
Oh, did you hear about this one, Warren?
No.
GOD's Kim Tae-woo, right? Who's supposed to perform at the the concert at Prudential Center.
Yes,
right. He's
yes.
on the list.
Yeah.
He apologized for illegal use of an ambulance after the driver was finally sentenced to, I think, 18 months in prison. The driver was given. So,
Oh my god.
this happened in 2018. So this has been in the legal system for like 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Kim Tae-woo had to go from the northwest side of Seoul to near Gangnam. So he had to go across Seoul one day, right?
Yeah.
He apparently bribed an independent ambulance driver. So independent ambulance just means an ambulance that's not associated with a hospital. There are companies that offer just ambulance and medical transportation services, right? He bribed the guy to use his ambulance and turn the sirens on so he could skip traffic. And apparently he told the driver, "We'll pay you." And you know who paid him? The people who ran the concert he was going to.
I
Can you believe this?
At least got paid.
It was only so he's going to jail. The driver, not Kim Tae-woo. The driver is going to jail for 18 months, and he has a $1,500 fine for accepting a $300 bribe.
Oh my god.
Yes. So Kim Tae-woo's current agency, IOK Company, had to send out his message of apology. He's reflecting on his decision making.
Why is the agency putting out a letter? Why isn't Tae-woo doing it?
Well, it was his letter, but it was through the company.
Okay.
Isn't this stupid? Like, what?
Okay, I mean, let's talk about this, right? Why is this an issue? Well, because ambulances have a real purpose and a real function. They transport people who are urgently fucking sick. People who rely on seconds to stay alive or not lose a limb or, I don't know, like not have a organ
and then
failure
this
or some
guy
shit.
just bribed an ambulance to drive him across the city real quick so he didn't have to sit in traffic.
Yep. I don't know. I'm sure, it's important to perform, but probably not as important as, making sure sick people get transported to help.
This is a big oof.
This
right?
is a huge oof. I don't know what he's doing.
A huge oof. Yeah. So that one happened.
Buddy.
Next one. So Chungha has signed with More Vision. That's Jay Park's thing, right?
That is Jay Park's new company. This is correct.
So he signed Chungha. That's pretty cool. She kept using the word more in all of her posts in the past couple of weeks, so people assumed it was this company, but it's been finally confirmed. So shout out to Chungha.
More Vision's got a good lineup. They have MVP and Holy Bang. They also have Jesse, Honey J, now Chungha.
She kind of fits the vibe there. Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Lots of great dancers.
Next thing. Sujin, formerly of G-Idol, has signed an exclusive contract with BRD, I do not know who that is, with plans to make her solo debut this month in October.
Huh.
So we got the prodigal children making debuts. We got JINI and now we're getting Sujin.
Well, I mean, we don't know what JINI got kicked out for. Sujin, we do.
Yeah.
I'm lost for words. I don't know who's funding this thing. What the fuck is BRD Communications? This is apparently their company.
Yep, so it's been on all these websites.
All right, well, I'm sure if you're a fan, you'll like it. I don't, I'll be honest.
Do you think this one was pretty cut and dry?
What do you mean cut and dry? Sorry.
The bullying accusation, was this one like, it was pretty much corroborated?
It shows the bully.
Okay.
It shows the bully. And here's the thing. I understand people make mistakes. And I understand people improve as people going forward. I fully think people deserve second chances. But I don't think people... Being another K-pop artist isn't the only definition of getting a second chance. If you're a K-pop idol, that means you're in the public. That means you are influencing the general public. That something is possible. That something is perhaps a little too easily forgivable. And it is also traumatic to the people who actually suffered. So that's where I feel like she deserves a second chance, maybe in a different field. I don't know. Personal take. Feel free to say what you want about that.
Yep. All right. Next thing. Hey, Warren. The Kid Laroi, Jungkook, and Central C to release new collaboration Too Much on October 20th.
Okay.
What a pairing, dude. What a trio here.
Man.
Look at these homies. Look at these homies. Too much. Central C, Joku, Kid Leroy.
He's making the rounds. He's collecting.
Yeah, dude.
He's collecting
All the homies, man.
He's just grabbing all the TikTok stars. Like,
This is crazy.
I'm excited. We'll see what happens here. Isn't he dropping his album soon?
Next one though, alright.
Okay.
Lil Durk, All My Life Stray Kids remix.
What? What?
So people are apparently going to remix Lil Durk's All My Life, including like J. Cole, but we got a Stray Kids remix, dude. Lil Durk and Stray Kids collaboration, man.
I mean, Sriracha's a rap lineup. They got a thing. So
Isn't this ridiculous?
I have not heard a Lil Durk song in a long time.
This is more of a chill, laid back type of song. So
Is it? Okay, I have not heard
so.
this song. Okay.
Yeah. So it's something though. I never thought in my life I'll see Lil Durk doing stuff with K-pop people.
Stray Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here we go.
Okay. Next, League of Legends has a new boy band.
Oh.
You remember how they got KDA? Now they have Heartsteel, which makes sense because it's some of the lore has to do with that.
Okay.
But they're gonna release a new song called Paranoia. I don't know everyone in this group. I can't even Toby Lou, Ozzy, I would assume, Cal Scrubby. I don't know who any of these people are. But EXO's Baekhyun is part of the group, guys.
Oh. Ooh. Oh wow.
Isn't that crazy? What is going on today, man? Baekhyun's gonna be one of the animated dudes like KDA.
Is it gonna be like Steelheart? Is that what it's supposed to be? Are they gonna sing stuff like She's Gone? Like what's? I don't know. That's all I can think of with this name.
Well, here's the thing. Heartsteel is an item in the game you can buy.
Oh.
I don't know what the lore is about it, but Heartsteel is one of the items you can buy.
What does it do?
So Heartsteel is a tank item. After like combat for 2 seconds, you do a big attack to someone, and your maximum health permanently increases. So if you play a long game and you've been stacking that crap up, by the end of the game, you have so much health you're a raid boss.
Oh, so it makes your heart stronger. It's okay.
Yeah. It steals your heart, and you like if you use it in the game mode I play correctly, by the end of the game, you have like an absolute F ton of health.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
But that's the name of the new band. So we got KDA and Heartsteel now.
All right.
That's
We'll see what that's like.
Additionally, so Chaewon is now sitting out with influenza, so it made the rounds in the Seraphim.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're gonna promote as a 4-member group at the current moment.
Guys, go get
That's
your
no
shots.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting my COVID and flu shot next Tuesday. Is when I'm getting them.
Yeah, I gotta get mine. There was a couple weeks ago, where I think it was pretty noticeable in the show. I sounded a little sick. I was coughing a lot, and we had to cut all of that out. It ain't good. It ain't good. I'm still doing it this week. Like I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there were a couple moments where I muted myself out and I coughed.
Did you get the vid again or?
No, I think it was just the flu.
Okay.
But people around me have been getting it. It's pretty severe this year, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stay safe, everyone.
Stay safe.
Finally,
is it this one?
See.
Okay.
So this was the thing that dropped this week, where New Jeans dropped out of the KBS Immortal Song live concert at the Prudential Center. People were not happy at all, and now like AT's got elevated, which is good if you're an AT's fan. They're gonna have a longer segment, but it's the two headliners are now Psy and AT's are the two headliners on the posters. They also lowered the ticket prices to an extent, but the problem is they still got like the shitty dynamic pricing on Ticketmaster, where like if a lot of people are buying the tickets at the moment, it's going to be expensive. Like it's stupid. But they said that's out of their control, which I do believe. But yeah, here's the lineup now: Psy, AT's, Youngtak, Lena Kim, Kim Tae-woo, the ambulance man, Patty Kim, and Janabi. That is the lineup.
So my friend group dropped out.
You pulled the New Jeans. You dropped out.
We saw New Jeans pull a New Jeans, and we were like, "Oh, we're pulling a New Jeans too."
Yeah.
I was at the
I don't blame you.
I was at the dentist. I don't know if it's been noticeable, but I started doing Invisalign. So if I sound a little different, that's what it is. Well, you'll just have to deal with it. I started doing Invisalign. So I was at the dentist last week. I was sitting there with my mouth wide open. And I go to a Korean dentist, and her like assistant were like, oh my god, these New Jeans girls, like they're so pretty. I want them to be my daughters. I was like, okay. They're like, they're so amazing. And they were talking about going to this Immortal Show thing. And the whole time, I got my mouth wide open. And I need to tell them that they're not on the show anymore.
They dropped out.
They're going. And they're like, the whole time, they're like, oh, I'm so excited to see them. What do you think they'll perform? Like, the set list's going to be 30 minutes.
Did you tell them? Did you burst their bubble at the end?
At the end, I was like, yeah. Like, I was like, guys, they're not performing anymore. And they were like, what? And they were like,
and then they don't believe you. They pull out the phone. They go, right? That's how it always is.
No, what happened was like I was pulling out my phone, and because my mouth was open, I was scrolling through Twitter with my mouth wide open
to find it.
to find the thing. But I couldn't be like, look on my phone. I couldn't do that. So I had to wait till the end to tell them, and they were like, oh, they're not performing. Well, I guess I'm not going either.
That's what I think, dude. Let me look up the tickets real quick. On Ticketmaster, let me just go there. Mortal. Okay, KBS Immortal song. Here I am, Newark. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's selling pretty well. I would say about 50% are sold.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that. Okay. Why did New Jeans drop out? Let's talk about that for a second, right?
I think they don't think it was worth it to go to a smaller venue.
No, I think that's only a side of it, because now I don't know. I have not seen the contract, so I am just pulling guesses out of my asshole right now. But if I had to make a guess, a lot of these shows, a lot of these events, people are paid by how big the venue is and how much they predict the outcome is gonna be. Now that the venue is like what, a fifth of what it originally was, they're gonna get paid less. Is it worth coming?
It's like a third. They lost 2/3.
Right. Okay, a third. If they're coming to America, that's a lot of. First of all,
I'll put it this way: New Jeans can sell out. Even AT's Psycan, they could all sell out Prudential by themselves. No problem.
Yeah, it's just splitting it up this way made it worse.
Yeah, for sure. Did you freeze, Warren?
No, I'm just lost for words.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking.
I'm just lost. I don't know what to say.
That's the last news thing. In terms of music next week, Jay Chang from Boys Planet had his solo debut. We have Elast, Sunmi, Yoonha, Unite, Superkind, Chu's solo debut. I don't know how to pronounce this group.
QWER.
Is it QWER?
Yep.
Okay. I was really hoping it wasn't queer or something.
Why not, Douglas? Why?
I just feel like that would be a very progressive name. I would be down for that.
But
we have Young Posse with a debut. Kingdom, Astros Jin, Illy, 17. So all exciting here.
For reference, so for context with QWER, that's a group, that's a band, a girls band that is made up of 4 streamers.
Oh, wow.
And it is produced by have you ever seen Eggman on Korean YouTube by any chance? 계란맨? 안녕 친구들. 빡빡이 아저씨야. Like that's the guy. And he's this like health working out coach, physical gallery guy. He's really good at that. He produced it. I don't know why.
Okay. So check it out. QWER.
Yeah.
All right, that ends the normal show. After the break, we're going to be talking about IZ*ONE, Triple S's new song Rodante, and then how we feel about like potentially what self-plagiarizing means, things like that. Yeah. Similar songs. See you then, everyone. 3, 2, 1, boom.
And here's an extra special shout out to all of our Fiesta Patreons on patreon.com. Bagel, Charles, Cotton Ball, Delmonic, Ellie, Irvtron, Gogu Mama, Honey Pools, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, NJ Parks, Tyr, Sue Sumi. And thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. And special thanks to our Discord server mods, Jacob, K-Music Erday, Koala, Max, No Bias Nuda, Tuggles, and Wolf297.
Hi.
Hi.
This is the after show.
Hello there.
Afterhours. It is not State of the Nation this week. Warren has a new segment called This Week Online.
Well, this is a segment where I gather hot topics off of the interwebs, Twitter, Reddit, or Discord, or whatever, popped off. And we talk about what we think. Is that...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward, right? Yeah?
We kind of do that every week on the pod, but let's do it.
We never got to it on the show, so I was like, you know what? Let's fucking do it in this section, right?
And this is not technically news. So
no,
this
it's
is the perfect place to do it.
Yeah. So it's shit that happened online, and this week online, people were like, "Oh, this sounds like that song."
So I'll give context.
Yeah.
Triple S had a unit debut. The unit's called Evolution.
Yep.
One of their B-sides is called Rodante. RHODANTHE. So before you listen to this segment, I highly recommend you pause this podcast, go listen to Rodante, go listen to Eyes One's Fiesta, and go listen to Eyes One's Violetta. Those are the three songs in question.
Yep. And in fact, there are several videos online that do comparisons. If you're feeling lazy about doing, conscious listening, go do that. But I recommend listening to the whole song, all three of them, from front to end, for the full context of how these songs are written, because that's how they are meant to be consumed. So pause the show now, or are you familiar with the songs? Then welcome back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got like random pings on my Twitter. Like X does this where like they'll be like, "Ooh, this is a hot topic that you might be interested in." And they were like giving me this tweet about this tweet was going viral that says, "Fuck, like I know they're saying they're from the same writers, but we're going too far with this Fiesta self-copying shit." And it has the image of the Evolution Rodante track pulled up. This was from Korean Twitter, but this is not to say only Korea reacted this way, because the same content was found on Reddit, and in fact, our Discord, when the Triple S song dropped, they were like, Fiesta 2.0 is okay. They were like, why is this not the title track? This is Fiesta 2.0. That's what this is. What is going on here? So we're like, we should talk about that. Because, okay, first question, right? Is this self-plagiarism? Because if you look at the three songs in question, Rodante, Violetta, and Fiesta, they are written by pretty much the same credit list. Rodante, released October 11, 2023 by Evolution of Triple S, is composed and written and arranged by Choi Hyun-jun and Kim Sung-soo, those two folks. For context, Choi Hyun-jun is also a part of a vocal group called VOS. Worked a lot with E1 in the past, which also might be a name you're familiar with if you pay attention to credits. The same credit is on writer and composer list for Violetta. It was arranged by someone else called Park Seul-gi. For Fiesta, Choi Hyun-jun and Kim Sung-soo is on as composers and arrangers, but this time the writers involve other people as well, such as Seojium, which is also a very common name in K-pop. there's a couple of more folks in that kind of group. But one thing to note here on that part is that for the lyric section, Choi Yeon-jun and Kim Seung-soo are noted last. That makes me think, I'm going to put my guessing hat on, I'm going to put my guess out of my asshole thing back on. It is kind of likely that Kim Seung-soo and Choi Yeon-jun built the song as a demo, put out some of the lyrics as demo, and some of that made its way into the original song. And the rest of it was rewritten by people like Soju, who is, for the most part, a very good K-pop lyric writing person, right? So you see the common thread in terms of who wrote what. This guy called Choi Yeon-jun and this guy called Kim Seung-soo, right? Now, these are not the only songs they've worked on together. They've worked on Light by Uptension. They've also worked on Jackpot by Auris. They've also worked on Be As One, which is a ballad track with Twice. They've also worked together for Blanc Noir and Crystal for I'm blanking out. Who are they again? Limelight.
And this Blanc Noir sounds very similar to these tracks that we're talking about today as well.
Yes. I would probably put Light by Uptension in that kind of grouping as well. But Jackpot sounds pretty different. Be As One is a ballad track. It's a completely different track. So it is worth noting that there is a level of variety and range here in terms of songwriting. They're not completely doing the same thing over and over and over again. So I dropped a lot of context. They are clearly two guys who write music together every now and then. They're not complete duos like Black Eyed Pilsung was. But I don't know, Doug. Is this self-plagiarism? Like, is self-plagiarism a thing? Like, what do you think?
So, yeah, we had people on our Discord. Some people said self-plagiarism isn't even a thing. Other people were saying the counter-argument to that, if I remember correctly, was that there is potential self-plagiarism because the people who made the song probably don't own the song anymore. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
right.
Kind of true.
You're getting how like Eyes One probably owns, or whoever runs them owns Fiesta and Violetta.
Yeah.
So if you're using so many elements from those tracks, it's like you might not be self-plagiarizing yourself, but you're making a song so similar to a song you don't own anymore, is the argument.
That is actually a really good argument. I didn't even
right. I was like, oh shit! What an argument there.
Yeah.
That's like if I wrote a song that Taylor Swift sang, right?
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, I made a song and I sold it to Taylor Swift, right? Let's say she paid me like $50,000 for the song, right?
Cheap.
And then 2 years later, I made a new song.
Yeah.
And it's really similar to that one. And I sold it to like Olivia Rodrigo and she paid me $50,000 for it, right?
Right.
And then you could see where there could be a problem there.
Yep, that could be an issue because you no longer that is no longer your song. Let's look at the word self-plagiarism a little bit, right? Like if you, on a very, very legal sense, plagiarism in court only applies when a certain amount of the melody is repeated. Like the top line. I'm not talking about arrangement. I'm not talking about the sound effects. I'm not talking about the synths. I'm not talking about the drop. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about the literal top line needs to match over a section of 8 bars. The only plagiarism case that I can think off of the top of my head is like, this is not going to be relevant to everybody, but Heartbreaker by G-Dragon. Like people are saying it's plagiarism. He plagiarized Flo Rida's Round and Round. There was a lot of sections that were very, very similar. If you write down the top line, if you write down the melody on sheet music, they are very, very similar. On that note, there's no plagiarism going on. That in my head, it's going to be difficult to prove in court. If, for instance, Eyes One decides to sue Triple S, it's going to be incredibly difficult to prove in court that this is plagiarism. On the other hand, there's a lot of similarities in terms of arrangement, the instrumentals, the instruments that are used, that kind of thing, the sound effects. Like there are too many similarities to just overlook. And maybe plagiarism isn't the right word, but somebody's definitely copying themselves, just doing the same shit over and over and over again. It was already a criticism I recall making when Fiesta dropped. I remember that was something I said. I remember I said Fiesta is just a more annoying version of Violetta. We're digging way back into our old episodes here, but like I remember we said that and people were pissed off. I was like, I don't blame you. But like now you have this situation where it feels like a weird copy cross of Violetta. Violetta.
It's one thing when two songs sound similar because they use the same sound packs. Like, for instance, you said the Luna Odd-Eyed Circle song "Girlfriend" is using a very popular sound package. Is what you told me back in the day.
That is, and I will name it because this is actually relevant to today as well. It's Singular Sound Future Bass Pack Sample Pack 1. Volume 1, not Volume 2.
Singular Sound Future Bass Pack 1, right?
Yeah, Future Bass by Singular Sound. It's all over Splice. On Splice.com, you're able to check out some of the sounds that are available on the sample pack that people paid to use. Go ahead, listen to some of these instruments. K-pop fans are gonna recognize like 90% of all these. Like, I'm not talking about the drums. I'm talking about like the sound effects, like the kind of sounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, within that same future bass sample pack, F It by Big Bang uses one of the sounds in there too.
Yep, that is there as well. It was back when future bass was really popping off. Like, this was a huge thing. It was a big sample pack. Now that has, at this point, another again when Fiesta dropped, I was like, ooh, we're using sound effects that are kind of stale now and like kind of old. Maybe not do that. And those sample sounds have made their way into Rodante. So that makes me go, okay, did we write this in 2020 and just leave it behind? Like, what's going on here? Like, I don't know. Okay.
It's tough. Like, I'm not really gonna make a judgment on this, but I see people are saying like for some reason people always blame the artists when it's not their fault. People are like, oh, Triple S is just using IZ*ONE's name to get some quick popularity, right? Like, that's what I see. People are saying, and I'm like, ugh.
That's probably not the case though.
It's not the case at all. If anything, you should just be like, man, maybe these producers should stop just making this same song 20 different ways, right?
Yeah, it's like the same song with a different skin. That's like what it is.
The word I would put it's lazy producing, is it not? Right?
It is very lazy producing. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. I understand the K-pop model, the K-pop production model, is a bit like a factory. It's a bit like pushing stuff out, quick turns. We got people doing different parts of the system here. But that doesn't change the fact that this is a creative output and the fact that this is music. We gotta have some level of integrity somewhere. And the fact that nobody paused for a moment to say, is this okay? I don't... Like, here's the thing. Like, let's say I'm in Mod House. Let's say I'm Jaden Jung. Byung-gi Jung over here. If I am trying to pick out a new B-side for the next comeback of our prized girl group, I'm probably, spending a lot of time going through a lot of demo tracks that a lot of producers sent me. I'm going through a lot of options. Ooh, I like this track. I don't like that track. At that point, I'm pretty sure I don't blame him, or I don't blame some of the people in that group for not having recognized the similarity between this and Fiesta and Violetta. I think that's very possible. But other people are also involved in the process. Like, at one point, the manager could have been like, hey, this kind of sounds like that song. Is this okay, guys? I don't know. Why that didn't happen beats me. Like, imagine being the members, right?
Well, I would like to thank the Triple S fans for not voting Rodante as the title track.
Oh, are we still doing the voting thing?
It was one of the ones that were up for voting. It lost, so that's why it ended up as a
Thank
B-side.
God.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know how good or bad Invincible is. I haven't heard it, I'll be honest. But I've heard Rodante, and maybe I'm sure some people were very tempted to put this on as a title track. It is not going to be a good image for you guys. It's just not.
It's a tough line, right? Where at what point is it self plagiarism? If self plagiarism's a thing, right? Like you got to draw a line somewhere.
You got to draw a line somewhere.
Because the thing is, it's like if I used the Future Sound debate that pack we were talking about,
yeah,
and I made a song,
yeah,
I could pretty much make it sound just like Girlfront if I wanted to, right? No, really, right? Like
that one's a little too easy to remake. Yes,
right.
Yeah.
So it's tough goings.
Here's the thing:
if you want to find that sound pack, just look up Singular Sounds Future Bass Sample Pack. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, and they have a couple of demo tracks too, and I'm sure some of you guys will have fun with that. Figuring out which sample belongs on which track. There's a couple sample packs that are really popular in K-pop. This one's really popular. Kashmir Sounds, all 4 volumes, incredibly, wildly popular. So I sample packs, that's fine. That's not the issue. The question is how we use those sounds, how they're combined, how they're mixed, how we transition from the verse to a build-up, to a chorus, to a drop, all those. I think that really leaves up a lot of room for creative output and creative interpretation, in which in this track feels very, very depleted. And maybe there's no legal implications, and maybe there's no ground for IZ*ONE to sue Triple S.
This is getting swept under the rug as far as I can tell.
No, it probably will be. It's like this. Yeah. That being said, it's just, I don't know. These handsome.
It's like you're weighing your options. Do we want people to talk about our song, or do we want to rile up some people? You know what I mean? That's what you're doing both.
All I can tell you is that I'm losing respect for these folks, like Cheonjun and Kim Sung-soo. Like they are rather familiar names of this industry. Same goes for Jade and Jung. I mean, same goes for. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like,
Warren, have you So this type of thing, song production, it reminded me of this video I watched like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Have you seen the sample breakdown of Daft Punk Discovery? There's a video that talks about Daft Punk's production and all the sampling they do in their songs. It's one of the best videos I've ever seen. It's given me, I sent you the link, Warren.
Okay,
it's given me such a bigger respect for the music Daft Punk makes, where they take these weird samples from these really old songs and they turn them into their own songs. And it shows all the songs they've done. It's insane what they're doing.
I don't think I've seen. You know what? I probably saw this video at one point. I don't remember it well enough.
You definitely. I would assume you did.
Yeah, I'm looking at his channel. I've seen a lot. There's a lot of red lines here that indicates I've seen these videos. Sampling is an art. Like
that's what I got from this video.
Yeah, sampling is definitely an art. That being said, the way Daft Punk samples their music is like.
Lunatic level, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, you can't compare these folks to Daft Punk. Like, Daft Punk, you're comparing them to Ronaldo and Messi right now. Like, you can't do that.
But like, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, I don't think there's any legal cause here. There's nothing they could do here. But as someone who likes IZ*ONE and who liked Violetta likes Fiesta, it was just like, you know what I mean? Like, that was my.
It's just.
I was just like, I'm not even disappointed. I'm not pissed off at the Triple S girls. I was just like, y'all were really lazy about this, you know? Like,
I'm disappointed at these two folks, Cheonjun and
exactly.
Kim Sung-soo. Yeah,
exactly.
And maybe a little bit towards Mudhouse. Like, if they try to pull this shit again, I'll be like, what the fuck? Every time I see lazy songwriting, we come across it very often in K-pop. We do. That's just the fact of the matter. We see it when when IVE dropped Off the Record. It's a carbon copy of Kiss Me More in terms of production. Like, we see it all the time. It's always a question of, you know what? I'm actually gonna quote one of my favorite rappers' quotes. Kim Si-myeon, right? He said on an Instagram live that everybody fucking copies off of their favorite artist, whatever their inspiration is, and it always comes down to how well kept of a secret it is.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, just don't let us know. No music is original at this point. Fuck it. Just don't let me know. This is too obvious, guys.
It's like when your favorite K-pop person comes back and something is drastically different on their face, and you're like, "Holy shit, what happened?" Versus when over time they get little things done here and there, and you're like, "Wow, they got really good looking." You know? And like, at one point you're looking at them like, "Wow, you look great these days."
I didn't realize how good of a chin you had.
That's a good comparison, right? Like, you know, it's like back, like someone shows up and you're like, "Oh my god, their nose just it's so different."
Yes.
Versus over time something changed, you're like, "Wow." One day you're like, "This person's good looking now. What happened?" Right?
How
Like,
persuasive are you with all of your
Exactly.
executions?
yeah. Because, you know, it's a big deal. It derails careers like Yoo-hee, right? The allegations.
Oh god.
It pretty much ended his public facing career.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah. All right. Look.
let us know what you guys think. This is a big debate. I don't know. I don't think there's
Yeah.
many shades to this for sure.
I would love to hear more opinions. So let us know, and if there are interesting opinions, we'll get to it next week as well. Especially because
I really like that argument though about who owns the songs.
Yeah. No,
I
that's
thought that
actually a
was
really good point. Yeah.
Yeah, because whoever owns Violetta and Fiesta is probably the same people because All Eyes Want Stuff. It's like, it's how do they feel about this, right? That's I think what it really comes down to.
Dude, off the record entertainment. Is it what who who owns it now?
It's Mnet at the end of the day owns it.
CJ. Good old
Yeah,
CJ.
it's CJ, yeah, it's all CJ.
Good old fucking CJ. What does CJ stand for? Do you know?
Nope. CJ, what does CJENM? We're doing a quick Google search here. CJ, I'm on the Wikipedia. Oh, Cheju, no,
Cheiljedang.
Cheiljedang.
Wow,
It was a
didn't
sugar
know.
company originally.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Did you know that CJ was the same company as Samsung at one point in history? In the original?
Really?
Yeah. That's how they became.
Oh yeah, it's his founder. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane.
So yeah, Chaeble's in Korea. That's real.
Chaeble's in Korea. Hey, maybe one week we should have Warren break down Chaeble's and what they are and how powerful they are. Like, I don't think people realize how deep it goes. You know, like, you know those YouTube videos these days. It's like the iceberg videos where they talk about like how deep this shit goes.
Oh, it goes fucking deep.
It goes really
Fucking
deep.
deep.
Pretty much in Korea, even the government's beholden to some of these chaebols. Because, like, imagine if Samsung's like, we're just gonna move everything out of Korea.
Oh,
you
fuck,
know?
we're fucked.
Like,
We're fucked.
yeah, they're more powerful than the government. Some of these people. So it's a crazy.
The national GDP, boom shakalaka. We don't see it anymore. Goodbye. Magic trick.
But that's been episode 254. Let us know what you think about the comparison between Triple S's Rodante, Eyes One's Violetta Fiesta, and a song like, what was the one Warren sent me? Limelight's Blanc Noir, BLANCNOIR. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All relatively similar sounding songs.
최현준, 김성수, what are you doing?
All right,
What are you
we'll
doing?
see you guys next week. Bye everyone.
Bye-bye. Come back, Anita.